G'day folks, welcome back to Enshrouded. Hope you guys are doing well. We are in the Springlands and welcome to what seems to be a very rainy day. Gosh, this game is looking really beautiful, isn't it? I feel like they've added not only a whole bunch more shrubbery, but also just something about it seems a little bit more atmospheric. Maybe they've added something with like fog or whatever, because yeah, I feel like it's definitely noticeably different than what we had before. But we are in the Springlands today because we just arrived in this location, which is the Queen's Tomb, and we do have a quest and we need to loot a locked room in here. We did have some kind of perhaps maybe a puzzle of some kind here, or riddle or something like that. Some of these words are emboldened, so perhaps maybe there is some meaning to it, but before I come back to look at it again, I think I might just explore and see what we can find just simply by looking around. And just to prepare a little bit, I do have a little bit of bread on me, so we may as well just have that increase our damage output a little bit more. Not that these enemies are going to be too difficult to deal with, but still, you know, might be a good idea. And yeah, in the previous episode, we sort of found out that there was a bit of an update changing a whole bunch of stuff to do with the game, which is quite amazing actually. The game definitely feels different. Just trying to see if I can find... oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, I was looking for that archer there. I may as well grab some more arrows. Can always do with arrows. But yeah, we did come across some kind of a locked door over that way. There are 4 switches to activate, and we need to obviously try and find all of them. Perhaps maybe the entry that we saw is going to tell us where all of the switches are located, maybe? But I'm sure we'll be able to find stuff as we explore anyway. Definitely some shroud in this location, particularly if we go downstairs, so we might need that shroud potion that we just picked up, just to extend the amount of time that we can spend down there. And it's not entirely clear to me whether or not there's a way back out, so that is also a bit of a concern. Let's try and lure this guy closer. There we go. Take all of that. Now, strangely, there are other doors here which seem to be locked as well. I'm curious to see if there's any way through some of these other doors. Okay, I'll definitely get through here. Something going on up this way. There's another switch over there. Could easily fly my way there, I think. So this is a way up, which is very good to know in case we do accidentally find ourselves in the shroud. Just trying to see if there's any other loot anywhere. Look like it. I will just check out what's going on downstairs here. How are we doing for inventory space? Okay, I've forgotten to do a little bit of tidying up, but that's okay. We've got a little bit of space to work with. When we go back, we'll probably tidy up a few things here and there. Okay, I don't really see anything interesting here. Again, another door that seems to be locked. And I do have lockpicks, so I'm quite baffled as to why we're not able to get through. Normally you would just simply lockpick your way through. Unless perhaps maybe there's a bug introduced by the update preventing us from using lockpicks? Who knows? Or perhaps maybe there could be, you know, some doors that simply must be opened in a different way. You know, there are some special doors that require a little bit more work and effort to open. Oh, okay. There's an opening here as well. Ooh, okay. Lasers, apparently. Yeah, we've seen this archaic essence before. And, can't exactly say what archaic essence would do for us, but... It's just stood there. Yeah, this place feels like a bit of a maze, which can be a bit concerning. Particularly if you're trying to look for a way out. Though we're still looking pretty good on the timer for now. There is a way up that way. Blunt knives. Well, that's not very good then, is it? Let's just salvage that. Get rid of that. And let's see what's behind here. Another pathway. A little bit dark up here. Okay, so here's another switch. Let's push that, and... Yeah, okay, so... I'm thinking some of these switches not only are required to open that main door outside, but also it will open some of these other doors which we haven't been able to open ourselves. Is this a... yeah, little nook. I thought that was a door. Okay, that's fine. Let's head back. Okay, so that gets us through. That's only 2, though. So there must be a few more. Yeah, I do recall this place. I think we had one more switch above us. So let's just hit that. Good. There's some kind of a room here. Bit of treasure. A few arrows, we'll take that. Ooh, okay. Decent. I will have that. But yeah, from here, I'm not entirely sure where else we need to go. I guess perhaps maybe we've only been to one side. So we might need to just backtrack and see if there's more on the other side. So I feel like we did sort of explore in that direction a little bit, didn't we? Or maybe not. Okay, yeah, this one opens, and then there's another switch down there. Yeah, I'll come back. Yeah, probably don't need that. So we should be able to get through here, but I feel like we were here before. I don't think there's really anything new. Have I been to the other side? Okay, yeah, this just leads us back here. Okay. Well, let's hit this switch over here. I just need to shoot my arrows to it. Okay. We're looking pretty good. Is there any more? I think... Isn't there one more? Oh, no. Okay. It was only 4. I thought there was a 5th one for whatever reason. So that should do the trick. And let's see if we can collect our prize. Though at this level, it's probably not really going to do any good for us. But at least we managed to find the treasure, though. So I'm happy about that. Pikemead's Bulwark. What is this? Oh, it's a shield. Right. I think you can, like, change the aesthetic to this thing, potentially. Yeah, with shields, strangely, you can't really salvage them. I don't really understand why the devs decided that that was a thing. But anyway, we got what we came for, so I think it's time to move on. Happy about that. We probably had this quest sitting in the to-do list for the longest time. Time to head home. Some people were commenting about the new update, which I have read but I haven't responded. I do apologize, but some people were saying that the nights are interesting because there are some new unique night resources, which I haven't exactly seen just yet. I mean, we've always seen the fireflies about, and those are definitely something that you can only get at night, but I'm not entirely sure what else you might be able to find at night. But anyway, I don't really need any of those resources right now. I am just going to head back home, and we are going to be doing a bit of prep work, and also perhaps maybe starting the beginning of a bigger journey, a bigger thing that we need to do, which is the main quest itself. Ignite the Coldest Elixir well. And I've been wanting to essentially try and get this Cyclops head, and once we do get that, we should be able to upgrade our flame altar once more. And I mean, I don't know about wanting more space to work with building, but at the very least I think that's going to progress a lot of different elements of the story, and you know, perhaps maybe all the different things that we can eventually craft. So I'm just gonna steal Oswald's bed, and just gonna speed things up a little bit, but we do need to do a little bit of prep work. So I say that because, well, we probably want quite a few more healing options, like the revitalizing health potion, superior health potion. I mean, we could try and craft either of these. I also have a bit of tidying up and stuff to do, so let's go ahead and do that first. And then there's also food. I need a whole bunch of food as well. Let's just fix up our gear, and yeah, let's put stuff away. Okay, so this archaic essence, I have no idea what we will use this for. I'll probably find out at some point. Pike Mead's Bulwark, I think I can throw that into the equipment box, which has a ton of other stuff. I might separate out some of the musical instruments from this box, giving way to at least a little bit more for more equipment, more interesting bits and bobs. And I will dump all of these in here. Okay. Crimson Valor. Again, I'm not sure what this is used for exactly. Is it used to paint like armor or weapons, perhaps? Might be, but I'm going to just throw it there for the time being. That's a really strange maximum. 149 specifically. Anyway. Yeah, and we've got Revelwood Dirt. I'll just delete that, to be honest. Crude Wooden Cabinet. We were preparing, weren't we, to try and make the hidden door, but I suppose I don't need that right now. And yeah, I've got a little bit of wool on me, which I can throw into the machine. So throw that in there. I might switch to making a bit of wool this time, just because we've got tons, metric tons of string. Alright, so time to look at our consumables. So beef stew is definitely something that I want to continue consuming as we're journeying. Gotta have the right people. Yeah, that's the problem with having people roam around. I still don't mind having people roam around though, it's just, you know, there's an extra step, I guess, that we have to take every time we want to craft stuff. So yeah. Should be easy to make some more beef stew. Let's see.
Farewell.
I can make a couple more. And then I do want the fruit bowl. We've got plenty of the ingredients for all of this, so...
Anytime.
And then we've got plenty of bread, so that should tide us over, I think. And then we do also want to craft the potions, and I'm gonna need to speak to Balthazar for that, if I'm not mistaken. So let's get Balthazar in here.
Hey! Welcome.
Alright, so the superior stuff, I'm missing Shroud Vapor? Excuse me? The hell is Shroud Vapor? Perhaps maybe this is one of the new things that that we need to try and find. Hang on, where did he say that we can find the recipe for this? Crafted at the laboratory. Shroud Vapor. But I don't actually see that in the options here. So unless perhaps maybe we haven't unlocked the recipe just yet. So there could be something in the shroud that I need to pick up, perhaps. Shroud Vapor. So next time I go into the Shroud, which I am going there soon, I might try and mine, you know, different sorts of things in there just to see if we can continue unlocking things. Either that or another thing could be needing to progress some of these. Maybe, but I doubt it, because he's talking about a Cinder Vault, and then another thing about weapons here. Oh, weapon gems, okay. We better learn about that, but maybe let's not get into that just yet. If we can't make the superior one, that is fine. Revitalizing health potion. Plus. A shadow bloom found in the Kindle wastes at night. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'd be very interested in looking for some of this stuff. Alright, but we can make the revitalizing health potions. And yeah, this is... Oh, alchemical base. Alchemy station.
Feel the spirits of nature.
Yeah, okay. So we are trying to make that at the moment. We need some shroud mushrooms, acidic mycelium, and shroud particles. Nomad Highlands fell enemies. Nomad Highlands shroud. Dropped by mushrooms in the Revelwood. Dropped by mushrooms in the Revelwood shroud, rather. So there are some specific places that you need to go to now find certain ingredients, which is interesting. I might take the alchemical base out, and I will stash that in our item boxes over here, just so that if we do need to make more at some point, which I'm sure the time will come. It's already in here and we can just draw from there. We'll probably want to continue making alchemical base solutions though. Otherwise we won't be able to continue sort of healing ourselves. I'm hopefully not going to rely too much though on needing potions to survive, but it's always a, you know, a nice get out of jail free card in case things get really, really hairy. So yeah, I think we might be ready for a journey. So let's take a look at our quest here. Ignite the Coldest Elixir well, delve into the depths and behead the one-eyed monsters within to fight back the Shroud. And we can show that on the map. We'll set that as a waypoint and make sure that this is our active quest. It is. We do want Pause Touch. Great. And I suppose I should craft myself a flame altar. We'll probably be needing a flame altar sometime soonish. This rake, since we're not really doing any kind of housework at the moment, I'll just stash that. We've got a whole bunch of arrows here, and I think, well, we still have, I'm just roughly looking at that, maybe about 100 arrows or so. That should do us. And I don't really rely on the arrows to do too much damage anyway. It's more of a luring thing. Oh, these scrolls. I really, really do need to try and use up these scrolls when I get the chance. Alright, and look, no building for the moment, so I will perhaps maybe place some bandages in there again if we do need to try and heal up very quickly. Shroud, potions. How can we not stack that? Maybe there are two different things. Oh yeah, one's the greater one, one's the normal one. I will take the greater one. And do I really need this still? I don't know. Flask of the Fel I could just simply drink. Wisp of Light. Yeah, okay. I think I'm ready for a bit of a journey here. So we do have a couple of flame altars going on in this area. I don't know if I really want to keep them. I might actually clean things up a little bit just so that we've got a few more options in terms of, you know, placing down flame altars and the like. So let's deactivate this one. And I think I'm going to do the same for the other one over here. Because, yeah, we should be able to glide all the way down. Although, maybe with this one I might keep it for now, since we've already got one back. Okay, right, so let's eat. And also do want to maybe have one Flask of the Fel. Give us a little bit of extra stamina. I am using quite a lot of resources here, I feel. But that's okay. It seems appropriate. I feel like this is going to be a difficult fight, potentially. I mean, first things first, we need to get all the way down to the Shroud route. I assume there's a Shroud route down there. So how do we get back there, though? I wonder if we need to go through the Shroud down here. It could possibly be the case. I'm just wondering if there's a pathway through the mountain from within here. Let's see. Oh, hello. Alright, so let's just take a look at where some of these caves might lead. But I have a feeling that I might need to go back out and try and go through the shroud. Yeah, I don't think so. There's a whole bunch of silver here, which I could try and grab. But I can always come back here anytime anyway, so let's not worry about that. Okay, bit worrying going into the shroud here. Yeah, it's interesting. The snow, when it piles up, it does actually impede your movement a little bit. Let's just put that there. I don't think it's giving us the warmth that we need, is it? I know this altar is very close to the other one, but it's a decent spot to at least respawn from and then glide back down into. Yeah, there's an elixir well there, which I assume then leads into the heart. So, but before we go there, I'm just going to push myself back to the spire. And I think that, yeah, that gets rid of any of the hypothermia timer that we had before. Flask of the Fell is still looking good. I might need to use one of these, the pocket heaters, but I'll use that in emergencies, I think. And just in case, I'm going to take one of these as well. Just give us a little bit of extra time in the shroud. Because, yeah, don't know how difficult things are going to get down there, but... Okay, that's a lot of lava. Okay. So I did say that I was going to try and harvest stuff, but... being in the shroud always makes me uncomfortable. And just makes me want to get out as quick as possible, you know? What the hell was that? I do actually have a few skill points that I need to try to spend. Oh yes, we do need shroud particles. That's good. It's a good find. Okay, so I did see a way down from here, so I'm not entirely sure if I should be going down this way or... oh, okay. No, this is just a little bit of treasure, apparently. Okay, well, let's press on. Yeah, these, like, bulb head guys seem to be some kind of a spellcaster. Yeah, we want to stay out of the stuff that reduces our shroud timer, obviously. He's gone. Oh, there's still another one. Yeah, I want to get rid of those archers because of their Shroud Bomb ability. Good, good. I'll take everything. Okay. Ooh, we do see the route up there. Question is, how do we get there? Inventory looking alright. Concerns of how I'm going to get back up. Maybe from here, in fact. Yeah, okay. So that seems like a viable way to escape. Okay, just wanted him to stop throwing that stuff at us. Really hate that. Okay, so... Hang on. I just want to go back up again and... I just want to see if there's actually any other pathway that we might be able to take on the high ground. I definitely won't be able to glide there, that's for sure. Alright. So let's come back down and... be down this way. Okay. Maybe we do need to glide. Oh my god, that was so scary. Okay. One for the screenshot. Here we go. So let's get rid of this. Another skill point, I like it. Though, this is not the evil eye, right? So the evil eye is somewhere else. So, must be further below us in that case. Hold composure. Okay, so if we do need to portal back to the shrine, we can do that from here. Though... just a little bit worried about where we need to go. Can I, by any chance, can I place down a altar over here? Because if I can do that... Yeah, no, it's not an option. Be nice, because I kind of want to get rid of the cold that we have ticking down there. It does say that we need to go further up, though, so I'm not entirely sure what to think of that exactly. I will maybe just make our way back out. Sorry, in fact, I think what we could do is make our way all the way back to the spire, even, just to reset our hypothermia gauge there. Okay, much better. So let's glide our way back down. And perhaps what we need to do is just take another look around to see if there's... What? Did it just respawn? Are you kidding me? So, does it respawn every time you use a flame altar? That would be kind of interesting, but can't say that I'm a fan. Oh, look at that. Is that another one over there in the distance? So, how would we get to that one? Doesn't seem to be in the direction that that we need to go to, but still. Okay, that's already open. I don't know why it still glows. Anyway, does not matter. Okay, bit confused. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. So... What? Ah, here. Okay. Man, I am so confused. There we go. Oh, did not get his eye. Okay. Let's take these out. Move. Good. And let's try and get this one. I knew another one was going to come out. Yeah, okay. can see this here. Oh, goodness. That was a little close. Oh. Critter glands. That was definitely something that we didn't have before, right? So maybe I should be starting to loot some of these critters a little bit more often. I've been so far very uninterested in critter remains. Okay, let's get rid of you. So there's another removed, but I'm still no closer to this evil eye. I do see something up there though. Question is, how do I reach it? Maybe just simply from down here? Yes. Oh. Okay, well, that's one for the screenshot right there. Let's do it. Evil eye. Oh, jeez, I'm glad that I actually dodged there. Holy hell. Okay. He does move quite freely, doesn't he? For a very big enemy. Goodness me. Alright. Ooh. Stay out of that. Oh! Okay, was not expecting that. Oh no! Ah, I see. I think I understand what happened there. We should have glided the moment we were flung upwards. Alright, so I don't think this is going to be too difficult. I do need to have a sleep though, just to make sure that we've got the stamina recovery required for what we want to do. But yeah, I think this is 100% doable in this episode. So I'm just having a think here, but got this spare bed. Maybe we can stop bothering people to share, you know, their beds with us, and we can sleep in our own. Just up here, perhaps. Not the most comfortable place, but it'll do. Right. Well, we need to recover a few things here. Let's get Pause Touch going. And yeah, I better eat my meals again. And do I want Flask of the Fel? I think maybe at this point it might be a little bit overkill, so probably don't really need it. Let's head back. And let's get the job done. I should have repaired our sword. That's alright. I'm sure we'll get there, and if we have to, we can just simply switch to our other sword, which still does a decent amount of damage. Why is my stamina gauge not filling up so quickly? You know what? I've just realized I didn't actually give myself a good rest because I wasn't near any warmth or anything like that, so yeah, my bad. I need to go back and fix that. So just as well. I mean, I better fix the sword up as well. Because that Cyclops has probably recovered all of its HP by now. So let's just hang out in front of the fire and have a sit. Relax for a little bit. Contemplate on the job that needs to be done. Hour and 19 minutes, almost an hour and 20. Okay, let's do this. I guess that's the one that we're trying to get to, potentially, because I don't see the other one over in that corner, which we have dealt with now. So I think that is giving us the illusion that it was the one that we dealt with first, when in fact it is a completely different one. Yeah, up there, which we're about to get to. Hang on a sec. Yeah, here we go. What's up? Let's grab all of this. Try to get all of that backstab damage. Now, one thing is... Ooh, okay. Yeah, it is pretty effective if we try to get his eye. Oh. Oh. Okay, yeah, I think that's the launcher. Ooh, that's a lot of damage, actually. There we go. Problem solved. Ow. Let me use this. Getting a little worried about the shroud timer. Finally. Okay. Let me have that. Shroud Nexus. Fell Cyclops head. We've seen a need for the Shroud Nexus before, haven't we? So that'd be kind of interesting to play around with. Cyclops head, Cyclops eye. Yeah, and then a Cyclops torso artifact, relic, fossil, rather. Very nice. And that's it for that questline, I guess. So, if that's it though, what's going to be our next quest? Ignite the Coldest Elixir well. Upgrade the flame. What? The fell Cyclops head you gathered can be used to upgrade the flame, feed its power back into the fire to triumph over the Albanese summits, and press further into the mountains. What? Okay, so this is where we saw the Shroud route from. Another chest here. Steel Moon Axe. So, let me just take a look at this. Back into the fire. I guess this is just saying that you should upgrade your own flame. I'm just concerned that I'm leaving the area and not doing something specific here, but I think we're just here for the Cyclops head, to be fair, and just to cut down the last Shroud route there, which we have. Yeah, let's get back home then, in that case, and we shall upgrade the flame. Now it does say something about fighting back the Shroud, right? Like, would there be any chance of some of the shrouded areas receding to a certain amount? I'm not entirely sure, but let's take a look here. So strengthen the flame. We do need some ice and a bit of wool for that. We do have, obviously, the head that we need. So I think what we'll do is we'll upgrade the flame in the next episode, because I do need to gather up some of those materials. I think maybe the wool is not going to be too difficult, because we do have quite a bit of wool already. What we might need to try to obtain... Okay, these don't stack. Right, so Gem of Cold Composure, Gem of Corruption. Ooh, hang on. Some of these are super high level though. This is 32. 18. Yeah, okay, so even the gems have different levels and stuff, so we need to pay attention to that. Let's drop in a few additional bits and pieces here while we can. Yeah, and I need more space for, like, you know, some of the new stuff that we've just found, like the critter stuff. Fell hearts. I'm sure this is like a crafting ingredient or something like that. Helix. Mid-range wand. Okay. Well, I'll get rid of that. Too bad we didn't really find any decent swords or anything like that down there. I want to try and keep the Cyclops stuff together. Fossils and the like. But I don't really have space. Hero Carapace. Yeah, we're just gonna have to put stuff wherever, really. Wherever we find a spot for things. Shroud particles. Do I have any sulfur sitting around anywhere? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I mean, we've got plenty of sulfur. A little bit too much, one might argue. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need to make some more storage. So, my view is that perhaps we might need to upgrade all of these boxes into some of the bigger types of storage. I don't know if perhaps maybe there are even bigger storage options with Cade now that the latest update has come through. It could be the case. Let me just salvage that. We'll place that there. Got some hardened leather. Do we not have a space for hardened leather? Yes, we do. Okay. So, really, it's just about trying to harvest some ice, which is going to be very easy to do, if you ask me. I think there's plenty of spots where you can just simply harvest the ice. And I'm just gonna need to do that to upgrade the flame, and then we shall see where things take us from there. One thing that I'm not entirely sure of is whether or not I should be having a chat with various people, you know, before we even upgrade the altar, because there are various people who want stuff from us already, right? So that could be maybe a thing that we try to do first. Let me just grab all of that water, and I'm going to split that over here. So we can just drop in a bit of water for each of these. Okay. Good times. Well, that was a bit of an adventure, and I would say it was a pretty good one. We started off with the Queen's Tomb, which was actually quite complicated, but I guess we sort of managed to find all of the switches without too much of an issue, and not really having to review the riddle or anything like that, but most importantly, I'm very glad that we cleared the shroud routes in the Albaneve summits. I don't know if there are any more shroud routes that we would need to clear up there. One thing that is not clear is whether or not the Albaneve summits continue further that way, or perhaps maybe this is other stuff. I mean, I do see an elixir well up there. Perhaps maybe there is an argument to try to explore further in that direction. I will get to the Hollow's Eve decor at some point. The Jester hat, all of those things seem to be a little bit out of reach, but... and then there's the various question marks that we need to try and clear off as well. We'll have a chat with various people in the next episode, see what new quest lines show up as a result, and then we'll make some decisions on what we want to do next. Obviously, there's a little bit of building that we need to do as well, so everything into consideration. I hope you enjoyed this episode. As usual, leave a like if you did. Otherwise, stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one.